There are really four characters in Ulysses. One of them, Dublin City, we've talked about at other Bloomsdays, and I won't go into it now. But the other three are Stephen Dedalus, who we do spend quite a bit of time with, and we even go into his consciousness. But he's just a very young man, and he's unformed. He's pretentious. He seems to love to complicate simple thoughts by dressing them up in very arcane vocabulary. So he is often a barrier between us as readers and the book. But Molly Bloom is so direct and down to earth, as we say euphemistically, that she's just a wonderful character in herself. Plus Bloom, of course. Now, one of the things about Molly, which is very important to realize, on this day she does commit adultery, but that is a purely physical act on her part, and she has really contempt for the man, Blazes Boylan, with whom she has the assignation. Boylan, known as the worst man in Dublin, and certainly what we see of him in Ulysses, he does live up to the title. But that's only part of it, because Molly is very much married to Leopold Bloom, and she loves being with him because he's always surprising her. He is such a unique individual. As she says, there isn't in all creation another man with the habits that he has. And she gives the example that he is sleeping with his head at the foot of the bed. This, incidentally, is very often the way that poor people have to do when marriage breaks down in some crucial way. And of course, the Bloom's marriage has broken down because of their loss of their son, Rudy, who died in infancy. As Bloom says, I could never like it, meaning sex, after that. And Molly is very much a lively, as she says, young woman. I'm not dried up at all, and she would like very much to get him back, and certainly hopes to do that. So she is very much admiring him, even though he is very different, and that's what she likes. And he is not a philanderer like so many of the Dubliners she identifies. For instance, Jack Power, who keeps a barmaid. And she understands why, she said, because Mrs. Power is sick or getting over being sick or about to be sick. And so, well, as she says, they're not going to get their hands on my husband if I can help it, making fun of him behind his back. I know well when he goes on with his idiotics, because he has sense enough not to squander every penny piece he earns down their gullets. And he looks after his wife and family, whereas these good-for-nothings spend all the money in the pub, and the family is the worse off for wear. And of course, Joyce had experience of that with his father. But she really loves Bloom, wants him back, will do everything she can to get him back. As she says, he's a madman, in quotes. Nobody understands his cracked ideas but me.